In this video, we will learn how to draw a mitochondria in Adobe Illustrator. So let's make sure we have everything set up properly. So you should have two columns. If you don't, go up to Window and go to Toolbars and click Advanced. You should also have this Control toolbar up on top. If you don't, again, Window and click on Control and that will show. Okay, the first thing, let's draw the outside of the mitochondria. Click on the square or the rectangle function and click with your left mouse button and release. Let's bring that towards the center. Let's go with orange on the inside. Let's make it that orange, and let's, I don't know, go with 5 on the outline. Drag these all the way in until they stop. So you see these little circles. Let me do that again. Control Z. You see, if you go all the way to the end, you should see these little white circles. Click and hold on those, your left mouse button, until you see that they turn orange, and then release. Okay, that's the outside of the mitochondria. Let's copy this to create the inside, because there's the outer membrane and then the inner membrane. So to create the inner membrane, let's click on this shape here. Go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and let's increase this. Let's see, to 20. Let's make it -20. And let's make it -40 actually. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then click OK. So that just creates another shape inside of this other shape. Okay, and now let's change the color to a lighter color. And let's create the cisterna. So I'm going to go to the erasure tool, and you can change the size of the erasure tool by pressing the Enter key. Okay, after you've already clicked the eraser tool. And then here you can change the roundness, make it a flat line, but let's make it perfectly round. And 28 points looks about right. Depending on what size you're drawing, you want it to be about that. You see that little gray circle? That's about the size that you're looking for. Actually, I could use a little bit larger. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so make sure you have this object selected. Okay, you see that the object's selected, and then click the erasing button. It's only going to erase the object that you have selected. So you might see that it looks like it's erasing this material, but it's not actually. So you're just going to come in from the side. That was a little bit wonky. I'm going to draw that again. And you're just going to come from the top. Make sure you go beyond the line, and then like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. But we have some sharp edges, and we want to get rid of these sharp edges, because in biology that rarely happens. Go up to Effect, go over to Stylize, Round Corners. And you click the upward arrow and it'll apply. Make sure you have the preview button set. And you're wanting this round edge to roughly match the curvature of this round, the radius of this curvature here. So actually it's probably 35 was what I set my eraser tool, so that's probably exactly right there. Okay, so press OK. Now you might see some areas like right here where it deviates from the line. Let me hold the Alt key and spin my mouse. See how it's shifting a little bit? Let's add another anchor so click and hold this pen tool and click Add Anchor. Okay, and then you see how this is smooth, but this is not. So what happened there is there's 2 anchor points. That's really messing things up. So click and hold and click on Delete Anchor, and I'm going to delete that one. See how it now made that curved? So now I'm going to hold the space key and pan around and see if that happened anywhere else. Oh, see, it happened again. Usually that's never happened, so I don't know why it's doing it now. So I'm just scanning along. See, there's a whole bunch of things right here. That looks weird. Oh, and this is not a corner, it's a curve. So let's go to the direct selection tool, click on this, and let's make that a corner. Okay, that didn't do anything. Maybe I can curve that in. Wow, that looks kind of weird. Interesting. Huh, that didn't happen the first 15 times that I've done this. So anyways, new problems, that's okay. Click on that so it's more smooth. Just kind of going along, clicking on these things. So look, it's happening again. That's odd. Let's convert it to a curve and then back to a corner. Huh. Interesting. Oh, I think there's a oh, see, look, there's there's 2 anchor points there. Man, this is wild. So let's delete one of those anchor points. That's crazy. Okay. So I'm glad this problem happened so that you can see if this ever happens to you, this is how you would fix it. There we go. See, this one's not as smooth. Let's delete that one. Interesting. Okay. That looks weird now. I'm going to the direct selection tool and bringing that out. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think anyone's going to notice that. Look at this. This is odd. Yeah, this literally never happened. This did not happen when I've done this 20 times and none of this happened. But oh well. See, there's 2 anchor points. Boom. So I don't know why that happened, but it is what it is. Let's see, here's one here. Okay. All right, so there you go. That's how you draw a mitochondria in Adobe Illustrator. Now, this looks beautiful, and this would work great for drawing pathways and that sort of thing. Another thing you could do, which also looks nice, is you could remove the stroke on the inside. I think that also looks really cool for a stylish mitochondria. Let's see, there's one thing that could be done to make it look a little more 3D. Okay, so let's copy this. So hold Alt key and drag it over, just so we can go back to the original if we ever need to. I always do that when I make another step. So I want to make this, maybe want it a little more 3D than this. Okay, let's group it. So select both objects, hold Control, press G, so now it's grouped. Go into Effect, 3D Materials, go down to Classic, and Rotate Classic. I just like the Classic one because they have this very nice cube that makes it so much easier to manipulate. The new version doesn't have that, and yeah, they need to add it back because it's super confusing. Okay, so let's do an angle like that. Click OK. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw the outside of this so that it looks like a 3D object. So hold the Alt key and drag in, and I'm just going to use the pen tool. And I'm going to start right up here. We want to run this line tangent to this curve. So I'm going to go, about right here. And I'm going to click and hold and drag it around here. Now we want this, you can imagine that there would be an anchor point right about here. Okay, so that's where it just starts to curve. And I want you to go exactly vertically downward. And then click and hold. And this anchor, these handles here, these blue handles, they should run parallel to this line here. So just approximate it about as well as you can. Okay, hold the space key to go here. And then again, right where it begins to curve, come straight down. And you can see the line meet up with this handle here to show that you're parallel to that handle. And you want to go roughly about like that, drag it, and then click and hold, and make that handle parallel to that line, release, and then come up here again, you want to be tangent. And we can correct all this later. Go to the direct selection tool and use the space key, and then hold shift and click this with your left mouse button. So you should just have this square, this anchor solid, and this one solid, and then this one open, like it's white filled. Okay, so these two are selected, and type Control J. Okay, and we're gonna right click, arrange, send to back. Okay, hold the Alt key. This looks a little weird, so let's bring this up a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna want that line to be parallel to this. Let's bring it back. Okay, and then this one we're gonna bring back too. And I think we want to go up a bit. Just make it to where it looks, looks like it should look like from if it was a cylinder. So this, I'm going to go just a little bit higher. Let's double click and go into this. See, it should be, here's the outside membrane. And I know it's twisted in 3D, so it's going to look a little different. But see, here's the outside. And let's increase the thickness there. And there we go. So we have two versions. Oh, it's a little bit overfilled. So see how this thing extends beyond? The way to fix this is because this stroke is on the inside of this path. It's difficult to see. Whereas this stroke is in between the path. See, the path is going in the middle between the line thickness here. See how it's in the middle? What you want to do is you want to bring it inward. See how that's why it's extending beyond. So go to stroke and go over here to align stroke onto the inside. Okay. You don't always need to do that, but in this case, it needed to be done. Okay, one last step. What we need to do is draw lines coming down to show the outside of the cisterna. So let's hold the Alt key, spin the mouse wheel, now the space key, and let's click on the line. And then I want you to click about here, click, hold the shift key, and then go all the way down to this line, drawing a line that's tangent to this curve on the outermost side and going straight down. Hold the space key, drag down, and we're just going to go along and Alt key, zoom out. And that is how you draw a mitochondria in Adobe Illustrator.